Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, parent sits in my seat because she had a kid. My mom demands my skills and time for every single birthday. Spoiler, her birthday is on Halloween. My mom keeps the entirety of my younger brother's SSI checks. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Parent sits in my seat because she had a kid. I was boarding a flight from NYC to Toronto. I had checked into the flight 24H in advance, as soon as it opened, because I need a window seat. When I got to my seat, there was a woman seated in my seat, with a child, probably aged 6 or 7. I told her that the seat she was in was mine. I said it very politely since it could have been an honest mistake. She pointed at a seat a couple rows away and told me that I can sit in her original seat, which was not a window seat. I told her I wanted a window seat, which is what I originally selected. She just looked at me, then looked at her kid, then at me, without moving. I was about to ask her again for my chair back, but the man behind me overheard our conversation and offered me his window seat. I didn't want to cause more of a scene, so I accepted it and he sat in the woman's original seat. If it was so important for her to sit beside her child, why did she not check in when it opened? When I checked in, there were multiple sets of 2 seats together that she could have selected. If it was me, I'd probably prepay for selected seats just to make sure. On top of that, she didn't even ask me if we could switch, she just assumed I would be okay with it. A part of me wishes I demanded my seat back. Should have talked to a flight attendant. We can't let these entitled brats win. Yes, this is great advice. These entitled freaks need to realize they also can book the seats they want and pay more. No more just taking other people's seats because they have kids. We actually booked 7 seats on flights from Flint, Michigan, to Orlando through a travel agent, paid more so the 3 kids sat by one of us adults, grabbed parents, and the 2 and 3 were still put rows behind us adults. We'll never use that agent again. I heard off a different Reddit post that you should always try to be in your assigned seat. It becomes easier for emergencies, and if something should happen, they can more quickly identify you. This is pretty much why they assign seats on most flights, and it is important to be in the assigned seat. I have twins. When my mom and I take them on trips, the seats are picked at booking so we don't get separated. It's not that hard, and some you don't pay extra for. I always sit in the seat I paid for, even if that requires a flight attendant to grab a Karen by the hair and drag her ass back to the terminal to face Homeland Security. Always. And in case you're curious, the only fictitious embellishment to my story was the hair. I would have said, if you want my seat that I paid for, it will cost you $175 cash and a warm, freshly baked pretzel with honey on the side. If you can't pay what I want, then get to skipping to your assigned seat. I hate that shit. I went to Colombia a month ago, and there was a woman in my seat when I boarded. I told her that she was in my seat, and even pulled out my boarding pass to show to her, and she refused to look at it. She said the flight attendant told her to sit there, and she asked me to call the FA over. Okay, no problem. The FA comes over and explains to her that the seat was free when she moved, but it wasn't now, and the other woman had to move. She didn't look at me for the rest of the flight, which I found hilarious tbh. I'm tired of parents using their crotch goblins to try and get special treatment, aka take things they don't pay for. Absolutely not. I paid for the seat. I would have gotten the flight attendant. The level of audacity and entitlement with some people is astounding. I wouldn't have let her get away with it. My mom demands my skills and time for every single birthday. Spoiler, her birthday is on Halloween. About 5 to 6 years ago, I, 32F, discovered my love and talent in SFX and Halloween makeup. This includes homemade latex wounds, airbrushing, etc. My mom's birthday happens to be October 31st, so it's her tradition to have me do her and my stepdad's makeup usually the weekend of or right before Halloween, depending on when the holiday falls, so they can go to a really cool small tourist town that we all love for the day and walk around and take pictures. I have always agreed happily and enjoyed doing this little tradition, until a few years ago. They don't pay me, but they have bought my supplies before as payment. I also get free labor on any car work because my stepdad is a mechanic. Maybe that's relevant to add? Last year, for my mom's 50th birthday, we rented an Airbnb so that I could do all her friends' makeup as well as my own and my wife's, which took me about 6 to 7 hours. Altogether, I did 7 people's makeup. Her friends paid me but did not pay me my hourly rate. I made about $300. My hourly rate is $80 per hour, and yes, my mom knows this. Basically, she called it her birthday gift, and the money I did make was just tips from her friends because they wanted to give me something. We went to the tourist town and only stayed for a few hours, had dinner, and then walked around for a bit. But everyone got tired really early into the night and went back to the Airbnb. Basically, I felt like I did 7 hours of work for only a few hours of fun, so that definitely annoyed me. Last year, I also had to turn down a big Halloween party and also opportunities to do my friends and some acquaintances' makeup because of my mom's demands. I say demands because it was implied, or I'd get hell if I didn't do this for her, and I was really bummed about it. But it was my mom's 50th, so I did want to spend it with her. This year, early on, I decided I am not going to do it again. I decided I'm going to go to my own Halloween party and do my friend's makeup and actually get paid for it for the first time in 6 years. This year the parties will be happening on October 28th. My mom just texted me an Airbnb listing and asked if my wife and I wanted to join them again this year on the 28th. I told her that I most likely would not be because I want an opportunity to go to my own Halloween party. She just replied K. Which I know is her annoyed response to not getting her way. She acts petty and passive-aggressive like that every single time I don't do exactly what she wants me to do for her. I've never been able to set healthy boundaries with my mom. It needs to always be her way, or she gets pissed/sad/annoyed and will usually start messaging me walls of text telling me that I really hurt her feelings and she doesn't get why I do or don't XYZ, etc. It drives me absolutely insane. Does anyone else deal with this? How did you set boundaries that they finally respect? Also, should I feel obligated to give up my Halloweens, which by the way is my favorite holiday, because my stepdad gives me free labor? I am just worried that my mom might hold that over my head someday. Okay, your mom gets pissy if you don't conform to her wishes. So what? Let her get pissy. Tell her in advance, not the day off, and let her get bent. This is her problem, not yours. Also, it's time for you to establish your own traditions and habits. It won't be easy, but it can be done. This is weirdly the second time today I've seen someone pull that phrase from the 90s and use it here. Get bent is a great way to tell someone off. You need to text her back, no, wife and I will not be attending. Be firm and start setting boundaries. She gets pissy, ignore for a while. Mom, I know you say that me doing your Halloween makeup as a gift, but honestly doing 7 hours times $80 an hour is over $500 and I would not be getting you a $500 gift every year. And then I'm losing money on what I could do for other people. So I won't be able to do it every year, and we can talk about maybe fitting you in on occasion, but not all of your friends. $500 gift, on top of losing out on what would be their most profitable time of year. I'd set a hard boundary. I get a year, you get a year. Adjust as you see fit. She cannot commandeer every single holiday just because it's her birthday. You have given her enough free work. You are more than entitled to your salary, and she can get something else besides free labor as a present. My mom keeps the entirety of my younger brother's SSI checks. I've been taking care of my little brother for around 5 years. My mother receives $1,300 a month for him in SSI. She refuses to give me anything to save for him or use to take care of him, me being the only one with a good head on my shoulders and financially responsible. All she's ever offered me was food stamps. Her house is basically a crack house with random drug addicts moving in and out. Is there anything I can do to make sure me or him gets his check? I do not have custody. Edit, unsure of circumstances for receiving check. He's not disabled. Mother may have lied to doctors to make him seem disabled, but my father did pass away a while ago, and after he did was when she started getting these checks. I pay for his food, his school cloths, his Christmas gifts, everything. I got his bus route rerouted to my new house so they pick him up right out front my home. Mother would always make him late to stop at the gas station to get a coffee and chit-chat with her friends. It was the only thing I asked her to do, this being about a year ago. Get custody. Until you do that, you can't get anything. Even if I got custody, will my income play a role in how much he gets? I've already told her to either sign over custody or I will take it to court. But she tried to say even if I got custody, I make too much to even get his check for him. Unsure if she's bluffing or not. Contact the SS office. Let them know what's going on. Also let them know that you are the one taking care of your brother. Take any documentation that shows that he lives with you and present it to the SS office. She will more than likely get in a lot of trouble. She's committing fraud. She isn't the one that the SS check made out to. It's made out to your brother. You can also check their website regarding your brother's situation with the check and all. Good luck. By the way, it'll probably be better for you to check their website. I don't want to give you any false information. Is your brother a minor? Do you have custody? Does he live with you or your mom? If he lives with you, file a change of address with SSI and report her for fraud. If she lives in a crack house, call in an anonymous tip to the cops. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.